Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Albright, and today I'm going to be giving my final presentation on the role of RFID technology in Walmart. Why did I choose this topic? There are many reasons that I chose this topic for my final presentation. One of the main reasons that I chose it is because my first job was in retail when I was in high school. I worked at our local PacSun at our local mall, and some of my responsibilities included to take inventory of items by scanning them and not put them into the POS system. Our items had RFID tags sewn into them, and that's how they got onto the POS system. And I'm also interested and passionate about the many ways that the retail industry is growing and changing. So now I'm going to give you an organization overview of Walmart. So Walmart has over 2.3 million employees located throughout the world, and this is including their in-store associates. They function as a physical retail environment and also an online e-commerce environment. Some of their main competitors are Amazon, Target, Costco, IKEA, eBay, and Home Depot. Amazon and Target have also started to include two-day shipping like Walmart does, and this is how they can stay competitive in that area. The role of IT in Walmart. Walmart uses IT for logistics and shipping, preventing shrinkage, inventory levels, social media, and maintaining their e-commerce functions. What is RFID technology, and how can it be used in retail? So, RFID stands for Radio Frequency Identification, and RFID tags have three parts: a tag, an antenna, and a reader. They also use the electromagnetic spectrum to help them function. This technology is revolutionary because it allows for items to be tracked and identified from a distance, some of which have a range of more than 60 feet. And this can be helpful for people working in a warehouse, working in a store, to find items without having to be right next to them. RFID technology is used to inventory items, gauge backstock, monitor shrinkage, which is stolen merchandise, identify shipments, used in supply chain management, and it's also used in machinery remotes. Now I'm going to show you a video about RFID technology in retail.
When it comes to using RFID, the first thing that pops in people's minds are usually supply chain or logistical applications. But did you know that by validating EPC data, it can also be used to solve other serious business challenges that apparel manufacturers and retailers face today? Meet Bob. Bob's responsible for his company's RFID initiatives, including the printing and encoding of RFID tags. In Bob's case, he's using MSM Solutions Portal Track to manage his RFID operations, which also allows him to validate the tags he prints and encodes using Zebra RFID printers. Bob knows that the EPC data is there, but he's not quite sure why he should implement a validation process. Fortunately for Bob, the benefits are easy to visualize. When Bob validates his EPC data, he can guarantee that the right products make it to the right store. Mislabeled or inaccurate shipments cost brand owners millions of dollars each year, but not in Bob's case. With EPC data validation, Bob can completely automate his entire order and replenishment process to ensure that his customers always have a positive experience, no matter where they shop from. Bob's company brand identity is extremely important, and to help protect it, Bob can easily make sure that his company's products are only being sold in authorized channels, because his EPC data allows him to know exactly where his products are selling. Every year, brand owners and retailers lose billions of dollars in revenues to counterfeit goods. In some cases, it's nearly impossible to tell what's real and what isn't. But not in Bob's case. Because his high-end goods have EPC data embedded in the actual item, his stores can instantly determine if something is genuine. With MSM Solutions Portal Track and Zebra Technologies, Bob now knows he can easily implement a validation process that will benefit his business and help his company truly realize the full potential of its RFID mandate. Portal Track and Zebra. Print, encode, validate.
Okay, I think that this video is a great representation of just some of the many things that RFID is capable of. Even though this video is not specifically about RFID itself, it just shows you like what capabilities it has and what features are available to support RFID in retail. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about a brief history of RFID technology. This technology has been around for less than 100 years. It really kind of started in World War II. The Germans used it as a way to identify different types of planes, identifying overhead. They would scan them as they flew overhead to identify if they were like friendly or not friendly planes. And then the British forces developed their own system to do the same thing, and it used a transmitter on the plane to send a signal down to the people on the ground to identify it as a friendly plane, versus being on the ground and looking up, it sent it from the sky down to the ground. And then fast forward about 20 years to the 1960s, retailers adopted this technology and used it in similar ways as they do today. And then something I thought was particularly interesting was that in the 1980s, the United States Department of Agriculture developed a technology similar to RFID to track medicines that are given to cows to make sure that they've received what they need in their day, and also to tell different cows apart from one another. Alright, some recent uses of RFID technology. It has been used in remote military stations to help soldiers and staff track their goods and supplies and incoming goods. And then also the United States Postal Service uses it for tracking and delivery of packages. This is particularly useful during high volume times such as the holidays. And it is also used in airports for security measures and scanning. And many countries also use it at their border crossings and in embassies for person identification and authentication. So Walmart deciding to implement RFID technology. 20 years ago, in 2002, Walmart launched a pilot program in 7 of its Texas stores, and 8 suppliers participated in this program to get a lot of their items tagged with RFID tags. And this was an expensive program, and it took a lot of time. And in 2003, Walmart announced that they would require their suppliers to attach RFID tags to shipment items. This did increase their expenses, but they saw it as something that would be worth investing in. And their goal was to have all of their stores participating in this by 2006. And high-value items were a priority, including like TV, stereos, video games, and whatnot. And their initial goal of all of this was really just to obtain supply chain visibility so they could see what's moving around, how much of it's going places, how much is being sold, what turnover rates of inventory is, and whatnot. Okay, so this plan that Walmart had sort of went off to a rough start because Walmart had pretty lofty goals and ideas when they first started implementing the RFID technology. Like I mentioned previously, this was expensive, so they, of course, ran into the issue of pricing, and after a while, they decided that the cost would be absorbed into the price of the actual item on the shelf. So this means that the consumer kind of absorbs some of the cost of the RFID technology in the item when they actually purchase it. Also, some stores and staff ran into the issue of the adhesives on the tags being ineffective, and the tags were falling off of some boxes and items, and that can mess up the inventory levels and kind of throw off the supply chain a little bit. But now, all these years later, there have been advances made in adhesives so that they can last through water and heat and elements that which they may fall off. So when the technology was first being implemented, the cost for each tag was as high as 75 cents. And as you can imagine, that could get extremely expensive on large shipments. and now the cost has gotten so much lower over the years because the technology has advanced so much. Alright, so RFID technology in 2022 at Walmart and what it looks like. So as of 2 years ago, Walmart started tracking apparel items, specifically when they had been received by a store and when they had been displayed and then sold. And this implementation came with each item having its own unique ID that can be read and captured with handheld readers. That is something that was kind of mentioned within the video. The handheld readers allow for store associates to kind of track and see how much is available and how much they need. Like I just mentioned, this allows for proper inventory levels to be maintained at all times. And by the end of this year, Walmart actually plans to expand their current RFID technology into more store categories, such as kitchen, storage, car batteries, bedding, furniture, and more. And this would be great because then they could do the same inventory level reading and like managing of supply that they're currently doing in apparel. And like as we all know, there's kind of been some disruption of the supply chain for the past year or so, and this can really help Walmart kind of prevent their shelves from being empty and having stockouts. Alright, so RFID technology in 2022 at Walmart continue. There's a professor at Auburn University, and he said that Walmart's use of RFID technology allows them to track items through the full supply chain, and it increases efficiency, reduces waste and emissions. It helps with recycling sorting, increases sustainability, enables faster and safer product recalls, and allows us to authenticate products to prevent counterfeiting or even theft. And that would be like the shrinkage that I mentioned before. And it has also demonstrated benefits of this technology that includes more than 25% improvement in inventory accuracy and 10 to 15% reduction in inventory related labor hours. And this is huge because if they can reduce their labor-related or inventory-related labor, they won't have to pay their employees to do as much inventory work. And then the same research firm that put that quote, they said that the price of RFID technology tags has dropped about 80% in the past 10 years, making it much more attractive to retailers and other industries. So going back to that 75 cents per tag, that has dropped about 80%. And here's just a diagram of how the garment tracker works at Walmart. So first, the suppliers would add the sensors to the jeans at the point of manufacture. And then when I worked at PacSun, we would put tags on. We would put like the sensors on them too, but these tags are already added at the point of being manufactured. Then the people will scan the item with the readers, and we'll build a database detailing all the sizes and fits of the jeans available. And this is also helpful for when customers ask, hey, do you have this size and this color available? And then the workers scan the stacks of the jeans, and that tells them what sizes have sold out and which ones need to be replenished. And that helps them to determine what more needs to be ordered. And the electronic reader instantly tells whether the sizes are still in the back or where they sit. And as someone who worked in retail, this is super helpful. We don't like to go in the back and look for stuff. And then the customers who purchase the jeans, they take their sensors home when they leave the store, and they throw them in the trash with other packaging. These are like usually in like the leg of the jeans and like a little white tag. You can just cut them off and throw them away. And then they also mentioned that privacy advocates worry that that the tags expose consumers to the possibility that marketers will scan their garbage to learn about their purchasing behavior, but that's not really the point of this presentation. Here's another diagram just kind of show how it works within a store. So over here it has like a little red triangle, and it says there's a scanner up here that says these items expire in 1 month. That way the workers know when they can replenish them and when they need to order more. And then right here we have this item was purchased on this day, and then this is their total. And here's just a diagram of how the RFID, here's the antenna, the computer, and the tag that I talked about before. And the competitive advantage that Walmart gets from using this technology is, since they implemented this technology so early, they were one of the first big box stores to do so. And this has allowed them to gain a competitive advantage in this area over their competitors. And like I mentioned previously, even though this technology was expensive in its early days, Walmart still found ways to develop it through the years and reduce their overall costs. And if a retail organization does not make use of this technology, they run the risk of having inaccurate inventory counts, unknown shrinkage levels, and it's also allowed Walmart to make their supply chain more efficient. As in terms of managerial recommendation, I feel like Walmart has great bargaining power of supplies because they've successfully integrated it into their supply chain with information technology, and this allows for Walmart to maintain its status as one of the largest retailers in the world. They're also able to focus on the wants of their stakeholders with the corporate social responsibility and inventory management. When it comes to managing inventory levels, Walmart makes use of two models for this task. The vendor managed model allows for the suppliers to decide when to deliver goods, and the just-in-time model allows for Walmart to minimize the stock to support maximizing cost efforts. And the conclusions drawn, there are many reasons that Walmart has maintained their spot as one of the largest retailers. Their implementation of RFID technology has definitely contributed to this. And in addition, the fact that Walmart's competitors have followed suit in adopting this technology, this shows that Walmart is a pioneer in the retail industry. And then here's my sources that I use, more sources. And thank you so much for watching my end of year presentation. I hope everyone was able to learn something new and learn about how RFID technology changes retail. Thank you.